Good morning, students. In today's session, we will solve some problems and we will discuss some new concepts. Right. Now, take down one question, students. It is air contains air contains, okay, a mixture of air contains a mixture of oxygen and nitrogen in the weight ratio in the weight ratio of 4 is to 1. What is its mole ratio? What is its or what is their mole ratio? What is their mole ratio? Right, friends, this is the question. In the previous sessions, we already studied how to calculate number of moles. Number of moles is indicated by the symbol small n. N equals to nothing but given weight by molecular weight. Okay. Now, number of moles of oxygen is to number of moles of nitrogen. Now, number of moles, how to calculate weight by molecular weight? Their weight ratio is 4 is to 1, that is 4 is to 1. By their molecular weight, it is 32 and it is 28. Therefore, it is again 8. Therefore, what is their mole ratio? 28 is to 8. If you want to simplify further, you can simplify. Okay, students? Right. Now, we will take next question. Air contains a mixture of carbon monoxide CO and carbon dioxide, that is CO2, in 1 is to 2 ratio by weight. 1 is to 2 ratio by weight, and is asking calculate their mole ratio. Calculate their mole ratio. Calculate their mole ratio. Again, the same formula here. That is number of moles of carbon monoxide, number of moles of carbon dioxide. Now, what is the weight ratio which is given? It is 1 is to 2 and divided by their molecular weights. What is the molecular weight of carbon monoxide? It is 12 plus 16, that is 28, and you know it is 44. 44 in the sense how you are going to simplify this one? It is 2. That means it is again 22. If you take here 11 and here it will be 14. Therefore, it is 11 is to 14 is their mole ratio. Okay, students? Right. This is one method of, that means one type of problems. Right. Now we will go to the other problems. That means models. Other models. Right. Now, next question. Number of N2 molecules. Number of N2 molecules, N2 nitrogen molecules present in 1 cc at STP. 1 cc is nothing but 1 ml. 1 ml you also call it as 1 cc, right? And what is the condition mentioned here? That is at STP. And we know that 22.4 liters. Come to the solution part. 22.4 liters contains Avogadro number of molecules, because number of N2 molecules is asking, right? But here it is in ml. Therefore, we will convert into ml, that is 22,400 ml contains Avogadro number of molecules. Avogadro number of molecules. And here 1 cc, that is 1 ml, we will take in 1 ml. 1 ml equals to how much? Okay. Now this Avogadro number, it is nothing but we know that 6 into, or else we will take the total 6.023 into 10 power 23. 6.023 into 10 power 23. Then 1 ml equals to how much? Therefore, how you are going to calculate? It is 6.023 into 10 power 23 by 22,400 ml. 22,400. Now, if you simplify this one, the value you are going to get it as 2.69 into 10 power 19. 2.69 into 10 power 19, and this particular value you call this as Loschmidt's number. Loschmidt's number. Loschmidt's number. What is the meaning of this? That means, what is the significance of this Loschmidt's number? The thing is, if I replace this nitrogen with O2, let us say, will there be any change in the calculation part? Once you check the problem, if I replace this nitrogen with O2 or any other gas, not only O2, you take any other gas at STP, will there be change in the problem? That means, will there be any change in the solution part which you have written? There is no change. That means, for every 1 cc or 1 ml of a gas at STP, number of molecules present are how many? 2.69 into 10 power 19. 2.69 into 10 power 19, which we call it as Loschmidt's number. Loschmidt's number. Okay, students. Now, if the question is, for example, if the question is given as 10 cc at STP, then what we will do? We will multiply this value with 10. Then that will be your answer. If it is given 15 cc at STP, then what we are going to do? 15 into 2.69, that is 15 into Loschmidt's number, you will get your answer. Understood, students? This is the speciality of the Loschmidt's number. Right? Right. Please make a note of this one. Now, come to the next model. Come to the next model. Number of water molecules. Number of water molecules. Number of water molecules present in 1 liter of water at STP. Number of water molecules present in 1 liter of water at STP. Right? Now, for this, the options given are, the first option is 22.4 by Avogadro number, and second one, it is Avogadro number by 22.4, and the third option, it is Avogadro number, and the fourth option, it is 55.5 into Avogadro number. Okay, students? Right. Number of water molecules present in 1 liter of water at STP. Now, we will come to the solution part. In this one, 22.4 liters contains Avogadro number of molecules. Here it is, the options are mentioned in the Avogadro number, therefore we will take it in terms of Na, that is. Okay. Now, he is asking 1 liter is equals to how much? Therefore, it is nothing but 1 liter into Avogadro number by 22.4. Therefore, according to what the solution we have written, this should be the answer. But one more important thing, liter, it is nothing but the volume. Generally, we express volumes or gram molar volume is expressed only for gases. You have to keep that thing in mind. Very, very important point here. Gram molar volume is only for gases. Here, water molecules we mentioned. Water is not a gas. Remember, water is not a gas. If you solve this problem thinking that water is a gas and the condition mentioned is STP, means you will be mistaken and your answer is wrong. Understanding, students? Water, when he mentions water, means it is not a gas. Okay, right. Now, how to solve this problem? Coming to the solution. What is the molecular weight of water? 18 grams. 18 grams contains Avogadro number of molecules. Now, here he has given 1 liter of water. 1 liter of water. 1 liter is nothing but 1000 ml. Okay, and you know very well, for pure water, 1 ml equals to 1 gram. For pure water, that means for water generally while solving the problems, we take 1 ml equals to 1 gram. That means here 1000 ml is nothing but how many grams, students? Here it is 1000 grams, because density of water is nothing but gram per ml. Okay, for water we consider 1 gram equals to 1 ml. Why it is considered, we will see in the later classes. Okay, right. Now our present discussion is 18 grams Avogadro number of molecules, 1 liter according to the question, which is nothing but 1000 ml, which is nothing but how much? 1000 grams, because for water 1 ml is taken equals to 1 gram. Therefore, 1000 ml is nothing but 1000 grams. 1000 grams equals to how much? Therefore, it is 1000 into Avogadro number by 18, which is nothing but 55.5 into Avogadro number. That means this is our answer. Understood, students? Right? Right. Now, come to the next model question. Finished? Right. Now, we will take one more important model question. Which of the following contains more number of atoms? Which of the following contains more number of atoms? Right? Now, you take here the first one, 40 grams of calcium, atoms. Here the question is atoms. Remember that. First one, it is 40 grams of calcium. Second, you take 1000 grams of calcium carbonate. Third one, you take some 5 gram atoms of silver. 5 gram atom of silver. And fourth one, you take here 44.8 liter of ozone at STP. And fifth one, here you take 2.24 liters. 2.24 liters of water at STP. 2.24 liters of water at STP. Right? Now, among the following, which one is having more number of atoms? I have taken 5 options. And one more thing, students. While solving the problems, that means after solving the problems, I immediately rub off the board to solve some more number of problems. Okay? Right? The solution is clear for you. That means to save the time and to do some extra problems, I am doing like that. Okay? Right. Now, come here, 40 grams of calcium. 40 grams of calcium, in the sense, what is the atomic weight of calcium? It is 40. Therefore, how many atoms are present? Calcium, it is only 1. Therefore, 1 into Avogadro number of atoms, that is Avogadro number of atoms are present. Right? Now, come here. 1000 grams of calcium carbonate. What is the molecular weight of calcium carbonate? Molecular weight of calcium carbonate is how much, students? 100. Okay. Molecular weight of calcium carbonate is equals to how much? It is 100. Okay. It is 100. Now, I have taken 1000 grams. 1000 grams means it is 10 times of its molecular weight. Okay. That means in generally, if I consider molecules, it will be 10 into Avogadro number of molecules. I am speaking with respect to molecules. 10 into Avogadro number of molecules. Now, but here our question is regarding atoms. I'll take here 5, because one molecule contains 1 calcium, 1 carbon and 3 oxygen. Therefore, total number of atoms are 50 into Avogadro number. Right? Now, come to 5 gram atom of silver. In the previous sessions, we discussed that 1 gram atom is nothing but Avogadro number. Therefore, it is 5 into Avogadro number of silver atoms, because silver is only 1. 44.8 liters of ozone at STP. In ozone, how many oxygens are present, students? 3 oxygens are present. That means if I take for 22.4 liters, okay, it is nothing but 3 into Avogadro number of atoms, right? But how many are there? 44.8. That means if it is 22.4, it is 3 into Avogadro number. Then when it is 44.8, it should be 6 into Avogadro number of atoms. That means this is our answer for this one, right? 44.8 liters, we have 6 into Avogadro number of atoms are present. Now, come here. 2.24 liters of water at STP. Just now I discussed in the prior question, water mention. Don't go for the, what is that, molar volume. It is only for gases. Now, in the previous question we already done. 1 liter contains how much? 55.5 Avogadro number of molecules. Now, how much it is? 2.24 liters contains how much? Okay, that means it is 55.5 into 2.24. This is with respect to molecules, but the question is number of atoms. In 1 water molecule, how many atoms are present? 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen atom is present. Therefore, again you multiply this one with 3, you will get the number of atoms. Okay. Therefore, here if you simplify, it is 372 Avogadro number of atoms are present. Understanding? Right? Now, once again, 40 grams of calcium. 40 is nothing but its molecular weight, and calcium is nothing but only 1 atom. Therefore, Avogadro number of atoms. 1000 grams of calcium carbonate. What is the molecular weight of calcium carbonate? It is 100. 1000 grams means 10 times of its molecular weight. In 1 molecule, how many atoms are present? 1 calcium, carbon and 3 oxygens, total 5. Therefore, 5 into 10 Avogadro number. Now, 5 gram atom of silver means it is nothing but 5 into Avogadro number. 44.8 liter of ozone at STP. Right, students? I gave the explanation. 22.4 liters contains 3 into Avogadro number of atoms. If it is 44.8 means 6 into Avogadro number of atoms. Now come to this one. This is our important part here. 2.24 liters of oxygen at STP. 1 liter contains 55.5 Avogadro number. This is what we calculated in the previous problem, right? 2.24 liters. You get this one, right? Please make a note of this one. Now, coming to the next concept, it is vapor density. The next concept is, students, vapor density. Vapor density, right, students? Now coming to definition, vapor density generally it is a ratio. It is a ratio of density of a gas to density of hydrogen at same temperature and pressure. You call it as vapor density. Once again, it is a ratio of density of a gas to density of hydrogen at given or at same temperature and pressure. You call it as vapor density. Now, vapor density, generally in short form I write it as VD. VD is equals to, take here, density of gas by density of hydrogen, that is H2. You call it as vapor density, or else D of gas, that is density of gas by density of hydrogen. And what is the formula to calculate density? We know that density is nothing but mass by volume. Okay. Generally mass expressed in grams, volume it is expressed in ml. Okay. Now, vapor density is nothing but mass of a gas for certain V liter of volume, mass of a gas for certain V liter volume. What is the amount of V? No, certain V liter. We are taking some V liter. Next, mass of hydrogen for certain V liter volume. Okay. Now, let us assume that in this V liter volume, right here, in this V liter volume, Avogadro number of molecules are present. Avogadro number of molecules are present under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. Then, how you will write the vapor density? Vapor density is equals to, okay, mass of gas, M is nothing but mass of gas of Avogadro number of molecules, right, students, by mass of hydrogen of Avogadro number of molecules. Why I am writing here Avogadro number? Because we assumed that in this V liter volume, Avogadro number of molecules are present. Okay. Therefore, mass of Avogadro number of molecules, generally we write it as molecular mass. That means it is molecular weight of gas by molecular weight of hydrogen. Okay. What is the molecular weight of hydrogen? We know that it is equals to 2, right? Therefore, vapor density is equals to what we can write over here? Molecular weight of gas by 2, or else molecular weight of a gas of a gas is equals to 2 into vapor density. This is one important relation, students. Molecular weight of a gas is nothing but 2 into vapor density. Okay. In this one, we will be using this formula. Molecular weight of gas is nothing but 2 into vapor density. This derivation we don't need, but this formula, in problems we need this formula. Okay, right. Please make a note. Molecular weight of a gas is nothing but 2 into vapor density. Okay, students. Right. Now, in continuation with this derivation, I would like to discuss one more important point here. Important point here. What is that means? If you take it STP, that is standard temperature and pressure. We have written molecular weight of a gas. Molecular weight of a gas is nothing but 2 into vapor density, which is nothing but 2 into density of a gas by, what is this one? Density of hydrogen. Density of gas by density of hydrogen, which is nothing but 2 into, just now we have written here, students, above this statement. What is that? Density of gas is nothing but mass of gas for certain V liter volume. That V liter volume, we considered that V liter contains Avogadro number of molecules. Okay, right. This is mass of gas for V liter volume, okay, by mass of hydrogen for V liter volume. Okay, while deriving this V liter volume contains Avogadro numbers. That was our assumption, right? Now what we will do is, we will take mass of gas for 1 liter volume. Mass of gas 1 liter, mass of, okay, mass of 1 liter gas, mass of 1 liter gas by mass of 1 liter hydrogen. Okay, the V liter I considered it as now 1 liter. Okay, now here it is 2 into mass of 1 liter gas by the mass of 1 liter of hydrogen. Mass of 1 liter of hydrogen, it is 0.089, students. Mass of 1 liter of hydrogen is 0.089. It is experimentally derived data. Okay. Now, which is nothing but, if 2 divided by 0.089, you will get a value of 22.4. 22.4 into mass of 1 liter gas. Okay, and what is this one? This is equals to is nothing but molecular weight. Okay, or else molecular weight is nothing but, you are going to write molecular weight is nothing but mass of 22.4 liters of gas at STP. Right. Basing upon this, we already solved number of problems, but as we have derived this, some 2 or 3 steps for this derivation also. So we derived this one. Okay, nobody is going to ask this type of derivation in the objective part, but if you know it, it will be better. Understanding, students? Right? Molecular weight is nothing but mass of 22.4 liters of gas at what is the condition, students? STP condition. Sir, is saying STP. What is these STP conditions? What are STP conditions? STP is nothing but 0 degrees Celsius, or else it is 273.15 Kelvin. This is the temperature. and and it is 1 bar pressure. 1 bar pressure, you call it as STP. If you write the conversion factor for 1 bar, 1 bar is nothing but 0.987 atmosphere. 0.987 atmosphere. These are the temperature and pressure for STP, standard temperature and pressure. Now, come to NTP conditions. What are those NTP conditions? It is the temperature is 0 or 273.15 Kelvin and it is 1 atmosphere and it is 1 atmosphere. Okay, students, right, please make a note of this. Now, we'll go to the next concept here. It is percentage composition. It is percentage composition. Empirical and molecular formula. Percentage composition, empirical and molecular formula. Okay, right. First come to this percentage composition. Percentage composition. Right, students. In this percentage composition, come to the definition. It is number of parts by weight of an element present in 100 parts of a compound. Number of parts by weight of an element present in 100 parts by weight of the compound. You call it as percentage composition. Now, take down one simple problem, students, basing upon this percentage composition. Right, make a note of a problem. If you take benzene, or else we'll take first one simple problem, percentage composition or percentage of carbon in methane. Percentage of carbon in methane. Just now we have given the definition, number of parts by weight of an element present in 100 parts of a compound. Okay, percentage of carbon in methane, which is nothing but, what is the total weight of methane? It is 16. What is the weight of carbon? It is 12. 12 by 16 into 100, which is nothing but 75%. It is your answer. Right, students? Now, what is the percentage of sodium in sodium hydroxide? Sodium hydroxide. What is the weight of sodium? Atomic weight of sodium? It is 23 by what is the molecular weight of sodium hydroxide? 40 into 100. 23 divided by 40 into 100. That will give you the answer. Okay, right. Now, percentage of carbon and hydrogen in benzene, let us say, in benzene. Right, students? Now, here it is benzene. How many carbons are present here? 6 carbons are present. Therefore, 6 into atomic weight of each carbon is 12 by what is the molecular weight of benzene? It is 78. Here you will get the percentage of carbon. Right? Now, come to percentage of hydrogen. Okay, I'll rub this off. Percentage of carbon in benzene. Percentage of hydrogen in benzene is equals to hydrogens. How many are there? 6. 6 into atomic weight 1 divided by 78. You will get the answer here. Okay, that is what we call it as percentage composition. Percentage composition. Once again, number of parts by weight of an element present in 100 parts of a compound. You call it as percentage composition. Okay, students. Right. Please do simplify and write the values here. Please do simplify and write the values here. Okay. Right. Now we will take some important examples in this percentage composition. Right, we'll take one question here. A polymer contains 5% sulfur. S is sulfur, 5% sulfur, and its molecular weight is asking us to find out its molecular weight. Okay, right. A polymer contained 5% sulfur and is asking us to find the molecular weight. For our understanding, I will take that this is our polymer, that is total 100%. But in this 5% is sulfur. Let us say this is the 5%. This 5% is nothing but sulfur and is asking us to find out its molecular weight. Right? Now, 5% sulfur. What is the atomic weight of sulfur here, students? Atomic weight of sulfur, it is 32. Therefore, 5% weight is 32. 100% weight should be how much? It is 100 into 32 divided by 5. Okay. Then, what is the value you are going to get over here? Here it is 3200. Therefore, it is 640. Nearly 640. Okay, students. Right? 5, it is 20, 64. Right? Now, take down the next one more question here. A simple variation in this problem only. A polymer contained 5% sulfur. The same 5% sulfur, and he is saying that one molecule of the polymer has 4 sulfur atoms. One molecule of the polymer has 4 sulfur atoms, and is asking what is the molecular weight of polymer. Its molecular weight is. Okay. Again, the same. What is the extra part we added here? One molecule of the polymer has how many sulfur atoms, students? 4 sulfur atoms, and is asking us to find out its molecular weight. Okay. Now, the same model, I am taking this as a polymer. This is our nothing but 5% sulfur. But this 5% sulfur has 4 sulfur atoms. That means 5% has how many sulfur atoms? 4 sulfur atoms now. Therefore, what is the weight of this 5% now? It will become 4 into 32. Now, we need what is that molecular weight? That is 100% weight equals to how much? From here to here, what is the difference we have seen? 4. That means you multiply 640 with 4. That is 6 4s are 24, 4 4s are 16. Therefore, you will get the answer as 2560. This will be the molecular weight. Right, students? Understanding the concept here? A slight variation in the problem. Okay? Right. Please make a note of that. Now, we'll go to one more simple question based on the same model. Hemoglobin. You take one hemoglobin contains, write down the question, students. You have to solve the question by yourself. Hemoglobin contains 0.33% iron. Right. Once again, I will repeat. Hemoglobin, HB. Hemoglobin contains 0.33% of iron. One molecule of hemoglobin contains 4 iron atoms. One molecule of hemoglobin contains 4 iron atoms. What is the molecular weight of hemoglobin? Okay, what is the molecular weight of hemoglobin? I'll repeat the question once again. Hemoglobin contains 0.33% of iron, and one molecule of hemoglobin contains 4 iron atoms. What is the molecular weight of hemoglobin? Okay, same model. Okay, try to solve this question. Now we'll go to the next one, that is empirical and molecular formula. Empirical formula. How you will define, or what is the empirical formula? How you are going to define the empirical formula? Okay, and what is the difference between the empirical and molecular formula? Empirical formula is nothing but it is the simplest whole number ratio of atoms present in one molecule of the compound. Empirical formula is nothing but simplest whole number ratio of atoms present in one molecule of the compound. You call it as empirical formula. For this, we'll take one simple example here. I'll take benzene C6H6. Okay, what is the ratio of carbon and hydrogen present? These are in the ratio 6:6. But according to the definition of empirical formula, we should take simplest whole number ratio. That means it should be 1:1. Therefore, what is the empirical formula of benzene? It is carbon and hydrogen. Okay, now if you take one more example, C6H12O6, this is nothing but our glucose. Now here it is 6:12:6. This is the ratio of the atoms present. Now what is the simplest ratio we can write for this one? 1:2:1. Therefore, now in this case, CH2 and it is O. This is the empirical formula. Now you take here water molecule, that is H2O. H2O. In this, the ratio 2:1. The same ratio will be there, that is 2:1. And the formula will be H2O only. That means here molecular formula and empirical formula, these are same. Okay, right. This is the concept of empirical formula. Here CH is nothing but the empirical formula of benzene. CH2O is nothing but the empirical formula of glucose, and water, it is the same empirical and molecular formula. Empirical and molecular formula are same for water. Okay, right. Now come to the next one, that is molecular formula. What is molecular formula? Molecular formula. Molecular formula represents the actual number of atoms present in one molecule of the compound. Right? Molecular formula represents the actual number of atoms present in one molecule of the compound. You call it as, that is molecular formula. Now, students, you draw one tabular form here. There are some important questions which are present. Take here, that is this is our substance. Next, molecular formula. Next one, it is empirical formula, right? Empirical formula. And here you take molecular formula weight. Okay, right. and here you take empirical formula weight. Empirical formula weight. Draw a table with 5 columns. 5 columns. Substance, molecular formula, empirical formula, molecular formula weight, and empirical formula weight. Okay. Now the first one we'll take it as glucose. Glucose. What is the molecular formula of glucose? C6H12O6. Now from this you can make out how to write the empirical formula. It is CH2O is the empirical formula. Now what is the molecular weight of glucose? You know very well, it is 180. What is the empirical formula weight? Carbon, it is 12 plus oxygen 16 plus 2, that is nothing but 30. Okay. Now these 2 columns you have to fill, right students? Now the next example will take methane. Methane molecular formula, it is CH4. And what is the empirical formula? The simplest ratio is the same, that is CH4 only. Students, you need to fill that molecular formula weight and empirical formula weight. Okay, right. Now come to the next example, ethane. Ethane. What is the molecular formula of ethane? It is C2H6. Okay. Now what is the simplest ratio of atoms you can write over here? It is CH3. Right. Now come to the next example. It is ethene. It is ethene. It is C2H4. Now what is the simplest ratio you can write over here? It is CH2. Next one, you take here butane. Butane. It is you are not a stranger to these terms, and you are not a stranger to these simplest organic chemistry terms. Okay, right. It is C4H8. It is butane. It is nothing but an alkene. These 2 are nothing but alkenes. Alkenes, right? Methane and ethane, these are nothing but alkanes. Alkanes. Now what is the simplest ratio you can take out from here? It is again CH2. Now come to the next one. It is benzene. Benzene, C6H6. We have written that will be CH. Next, come to acetylene. Acetylene. What is the molecular formula? C2H2. And here is CH, the empirical formula. Simplest ratio, simplest whole number ratio of all the atoms present. Okay, right. Now come to the next one. It is sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. It is H2SO4. Now from this, can you make out any simplest ratio? No. Therefore, its empirical formula is also the same. That is H2SO4 itself. Students, please make a note of these tabular form. Please make a note of this tabular form. Now, we are going to write some important statements here, and everyone should follow. Right, students? Now, if you take alkanes, I'll rub this off. You need to fill these weights, empirical formula weight as well as molecular formula weight. Now, general molecular formula. General molecular formula of alkanes. What is the general molecular formula of alkanes, students? Which is CnH2n plus 2. Right? CnH2n plus 2. And what is the general molecular formula of alkenes, and what is the general molecular formula of alkynes? It is CnH2n, and it is CnH2n minus 2. Right, students? In the 10th standard, you came across this general molecular formula of alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. Right? Now, we are going to write few statements basing upon the molecular and empirical formula. Right? Now, look here. The first statement is, please make a note of the statements. All alkanes will have the same general molecular formula. Every alkane, the general molecular formula is CnH2n plus 2. But they differ in molecular formula and they differ in empirical formula. Okay. Once again, I will repeat the statement. All alkanes will have the same general molecular formula, but they differ in molecular formula and empirical formula. Right? This is the first statement. Now, come to the second statement. All alkenes will have the same general molecular formula. All alkenes will have the same general molecular formula and same empirical formula, but they differ in molecular formula. This one. But they differ in molecular formula. Once again, I repeat the statement. All alkenes will have the same general molecular formula, that is CnH2n, and same empirical formula also, but they differ in molecular formula. Right, students? Please make a note of these two statements. Now, coming to the third statement. Now, we will come to what is this one? Alkynes. Right? All alkynes will have the same general molecular formula, but differ in empirical and molecular formula. Alkynes will have same general molecular formula, but differ in empirical and molecular formula. Okay, students? Right. 3 statements. Now, come to fourth statement. What is the fourth statement? Sometimes different compounds will have same empirical formula. Now, if you take acetylene and benzene, acetylene is an alkyne, but benzene is not an alkyne, right? Okay. Now, if you take benzene and acetylene, these two are different compounds. Okay, but these two compounds are having the same empirical formula. Okay, students? Right. Now, come to the next statement. Sometimes different compounds will have same molecular formula and empirical formula. Example for this is isomer. Please make a note. Sometimes different compounds will have same molecular and empirical formula also. Same molecular formula and empirical formula. Example for this, these are nothing but isomers. Okay, when we enter into the organic chemistry, I will bring to your remembrance once again this particular example. Now, come to the next statement. Sometimes both empirical and molecular formula is same. Now, if you consider sulfuric acid, H2SO4, its empirical formula and molecular formula both are same. These are some 6 statements, students, very, very important statements which you need to remember. Okay, right. Now, after this, one simple thing here, then we will close it off. Right. We'll take the example of this benzene. Right, students? Now, Here molecular formula is equals to n into empirical formula. N into empirical formula, or else n is nothing but a natural number or a whole number. Natural number, that is 1, 2, 3 and so on. And how you are going to calculate n? N is nothing but it is molecular formula weight by empirical formula weight. Now we will calculate these relations with respect to benzene. Okay. Now I need to calculate what is the n for this benzene. Okay. Now n equals to, with respect to benzene, what is the molecular weight of benzene, students? Just now we have written it is 78. And what is the empirical formula weight? CH. 12 plus 1, that is 13. Therefore it will be how much? It is 6. Okay. Now here empirical formula taken n times. That is molecular formula is equals to, what is the empirical formula? CH. Taken how many times? 6 times. Therefore we write as C6. Okay students, right? This is how we find out molecular formula and empirical formula. These are the simplest model. Okay. And in the next session, we will solve some other exemplar problems which are important for objective point of view. Okay. Based on empirical formula, molecular formula, and we will enter new concepts also. Thank you students.